Major support for Do the Math has been provided by Chevron, California Resources Corporation, Edison International, Center for Neural Skills, the Kern County Superintendent of Schools, Kern High School District, Panama Buena Vista Union School District, Tuolumne County Superintendent of Schools, and Valley Strong Credit Union, with additional production assistance provided by these supporters of education.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Do the Math. I'm Michael.
I'm Liam. For math homework help, call in Bakersfield 636-4357. Everywhere else, 1-866-636-6284. Email dothemath@kern.org. We're online at dothemathonline.net and on social media.
Well, thank you, Liam, for taking care of that. Otherwise, I would have had to take care of all that. So how are you today?
Pretty good.
What grade are you in now?
7th grade.
7th grade. At what school?
Stone Creek Junior High.
Stone Creek. That is home of the, don't tell me, Stampede?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I got that one. Okay. I was thinking Mustang for some reason because Mustangs are probably in the photo or the logo or something like that. But so how is 7th grade? Because you're moving into where you now go to different classes for every period. And how do you like that?
It feels kind of weird, probably like the first few weeks, but you'll get used to it like once it's like the first month or two.
Okay, and you've gone through that now, so you're pretty used to it. You got your routine down and the timing and things like that. Mm-hmm. And I know that you were involved in a lot of the performing arts. And can you tell us a little bit about what you're doing now with that?
So what I'm doing at Stone Creek, I'm in band, chorus, which are my electives, and then some other stuff. I have marching band and volleyball.
So you're involved in a lot of things. So do you have zero period? Is that still a thing where you have to go early to school because you're in some of these other electives as far as band and things like that? Mm-hmm. Marching band, that's a season, isn't it, kind of during this time of year? Do you guys start that yet?
Yeah, we started it like 2 weeks ago, I think.
Okay, so you haven't done any competitions yet? Or parades or anything like that?
Not yet.
Do you guys do that stuff for any football games, or is it just other events? I can't remember.
I think it's just for some parades.
Okay. And what kinds of math have you been doing in 7th grade now?
So what we've been doing for math is just operations with integers, so like subtracting integers, multiplying integers, and all that stuff.
Okay, and for students that are a little bit younger, they don't understand what an integer is. It's a positive or a negative number, correct? And do you remember the first time you started working with those numbers?
Yeah, I started working with them probably near 5th grade or the start of 6th grade.
Okay, so you've been doing it for a little over a year, probably 2 years. And when do you think you're going to stop working with integers?
Probably never.
Right, never, right? You're always going to be dealing with positives and negatives, right? And it's going to be just part of the way life is going to go from now on. Are you ready to help me out with our social media problem of the day? Mm-hmm. All right, let's take a look at it together. It's up on the board. So it says find the area. So first of all, what does that mean to find the area?
You're basically finding the area, so like basically not the outside of the shape, but the inside of it.
Okay, and what would the outside be then?
The outside is the perimeter of the shape.
Good, so the perimeter. So a lot of times when students are introduced to this, they're introduced to it both at the same time, perimeter and area. So we don't want the perimeter, the outside, we want the inside. So how would you like to start this?
So first you can see that the bigger square is 5 centimeters by 5 centimeters. So you would take that and then multiply those two numbers to get 25 centimeters. And then the rectangle is 6 centimeters by 2 centimeters. And then you would multiply those two to get 12. So then you would add 25 and 12 to get 37 centimeters squared.
Okay, so you said that kind of like you were trailing off a little bit, like you would get 37 centimeters squared. So what is the answer?
37 centimeters squared, or D.
Okay, so you're thinking it's D. Are you positive?
Pretty sure.
Okay, because on social media, they present these things every single day, and there are a lot of people that answered B. Do you have any idea why somebody would answer B?
They could possibly just maybe like multiply every number, but you would have to separate them because there's a line down the middle of the shape.
Right. And I was thinking, because when they told me that a lot of people put 50, I was thinking they did 5 divided by 5 is 25 and then just saw the 2 and did it quick. If we did the perimeter, let's just do that quick. If we did the perimeter, what would that add up to be?
So if you did the perimeter, you would take 5 centimeters and then multiply it by 4 for the square, which would be 20 centimeters, I believe. And then for the rectangle, you would do 6 centimeters plus 6 centimeters, and then 2 centimeters plus 2 centimeters, which altogether would be, I think, maybe 18 centimeters. And so then you would add those two together. So 20 and 18, and then you would get 38 centimeters.
Some answer is not up there even, right? Okay, so we're still going to stick with the one you had, D. All right, let's take a look and see if indeed that is correct. There you go, 37 centimeters squared. Easy enough problem, right? All right, 636-4357 is that phone number. We do have phone tutors available most Tuesdays and Wednesdays throughout the regular school year. Just an added bonus, the Kern County Fair starts tomorrow. One of our great sponsors here at Do the Math, and if you phone in with one of your math problems, we do it on air today. You could win yourself a ticket to the Kern County Fair. Time now for today's Math in the News. And our Math in the News today, we are dealing with the doctor. Dr. John Mendaburu is in studio with us today. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Nice to see you again.
Very nice to see you.
Thank you for coming in. Thank you for your support of the show, Do the Math. So we want to say thank you for that, because I don't know if we would have a show if there wasn't support from the office. So,
no problem. It benefits students, so that's all that matters.
thank you for that. So a lot of students, I mean, because you've been on the show before, and I don't know if we have gotten in depth into what you do as a county superintendent. So I think we're going to talk a little bit about that. Like, what does KCSOS do, and what is your role in that?
So the Kern County Superintendent Schools Office is an office that is set up. Every county in the state of California has an office that is the spot where school districts can turn to help for guidance, suggestions, support. We have a lot of districts that are what we consider tiny districts.
Okay.
And they might not have all the resources and people to do all the things that they need done for their students. So they will turn to the County Office of Ed, which is the Kern County Superintendent Schools Office, for that help and support.
Because there are some districts, like Bakersfield City School District is a rather large district, almost one of the largest in the state, I think.
Yes.
And then you have some where it might be one school is the whole district. Mm-hmm. So they're obviously going to need things differently based on their needs because of the students.
Yes, so Bakersfield City is a good example. They're a very large district, but they still partner with us on many events that we do throughout Kern County. And so for the students who are listening, what's easy for them, hopefully easy for them to connect to, is at a school site, you have your principal. The principal helps support the teachers to get what is done at the school site. Those principals rely on a district support, so a district superintendent. Some students may see their superintendent walking through classrooms. We do the same type of function. As a county office, we help the districts that are in need of help or suggestions or guidance, like I said earlier. So for the students, it's comparable to your school principal. They're there to help their teacher, and we are there to help.
Okay, and we can see the graphic up on the board right there, and that shows how the districts are kind of lined out a little bit.
Yeah, so in California, as I mentioned, there's 58 counties in California, so there's 58 county offices of education. We're one of them. So the state, you always hear the governor, state of California, they're the ones who institute and establish what we do in schools, a school board of education. Then that comes down to the county office of education, which is us, Kern County Superintendent of Schools, and our job is to help schools implement those curriculum, math, the fun math that the students do, social studies, language arts, art is supported by us as a county office to the districts.
Okay, and I know that there are a lot of different events that go on throughout the county. So some of them we have up on the screen right there. I know Camp Keep is a big one, right? College and career readiness, the Valley Oaks Charter School. So tell us a little bit about some of these different programs that are available for students throughout the whole county.
Yeah, so here in Kern County, because we're such a large county, we provide these type of services for students. So the students that are watching at home are able to join, such as Camp Keep. Everyone loves to go to Camp Keep their 6th grade, 5th
Right.
grade year. We have Leaders in Life, where students could come and partner with other students in Kern County. And that's really what the essence that we do. We are a mechanism to bring students together beyond their school site. So students who are at school and they are representing their school site or doing activities at their school, they could come over, such as a science fair or a language festival, those type of events that we sponsor as a whole county, and we're able to bring all the students together into one building.
Right, because I know there are a lot of students every single year that are practicing and preparing for these activities throughout the year. And there are a lot of students, as they get older, are involved in quite a few activities. And I think that's an important part of their education, instead of just kind of just like, well, I go to school and that's it.
Right.
To be involved in other activities, to keep them involved with their education and
Yep.
something to work towards a little bit
Yep.
also.
And that's what students, they have those opportunities. Mock trial is another one as they go through college and career readiness. Not everyone wants to go to college, but they want to get into a career. And so our job as not only school districts, but as a county and a county office of ed, to support all students to those pathways, to career pathways.
And these are also opportunities for parents as well, because
Yes.
it may not only be the students are participating in the activities, but as you said, the college and career readiness thing. I mean,
yes.
there are nights available where parents can go and find out more information as well.
Yes, we opened up a Future Readiness Center where we help seniors in high school that are applying for college to complete their FAFSA application, and that's just a mechanism of the County Office of Education where we partner with the local school districts so that we bring everyone together under one resource to help those students. So there's different pathways and mechanisms that parents can easily be involved in. We have a math every weekend now. We have a math program where parents can come and learn about their students' math and what the standards and what it really means, such as this show, but they could take it a step further and be part of that process.
Right, they can be involved right there
Yeah.
with them and things like that, because there's a lot of times, especially as math changes, there are a lot of times adults inquire and they go, well, it's a little different the way you guys are doing it, or the way my student is learning it in school. I'm not sure how to help them, and that's exactly what we're here for, and that program that you have also.
Yeah, and that's what I really like when I walk around to the school sites. We were just at a school site the other day, and I walked in the classrooms and I was seeing students doing math that I learned completely differently, but we came out with the same answer. And
Right.
that's the beauty of math. You get to do different pathways and come out with the same answer.
And that's
just
funny
like Liam
because
was doing.
it's funny you bring that up, because Liam, our guest today, I'm going to present him with a problem, and there are a multitude of ways to get to the final answer. So we're going to see how he does with that. But before you head, I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the programs you have for the districts and what you provide for them.
Yeah, we also provide, as I mentioned, we're a large county that has a lot of small districts. So we provide transportation for students, or for districts who might need take their students to Camp Keep or field trips. We provide meals. We have a central kitchen where we provide some of the meals to school districts. We provide SEL training. We will provide different media type programs with them so that they can learn how to do hands-on, such as the college and career pathways. We have the 4 Cs that provides families daycare opportunities for students so that they can get preschool opportunities before they enter kindergarten or TK now.
Right, and that's a big thing, making sure that they're comfortable with school, because I think that comfort level will aid them as they continue on. You're just a busy guy. I mean, you got a lot of stuff going on, so we appreciate you taking some time to come down and visit us
Anything for
today.
students.
And I know that you may have one of these, a
Oh, do the math. There you go.
Penfield belt right there.
I will take care of wear this
every
proudly.
time I see you around, and I'm sure I'll see you around.
Oh yeah, we find each other around here.
That's
yeah.
right. But this is something, because we've been doing this for a long time, and I'm not quite sure if I've seen one of these in your office or not.
No,
This
I do
is
not
an
have one.
exclusive.
This is
Okay?
exclusive.
And I don't even know how many of these are left, because we used
I
to
feel
have
honored.
these. But this is a one-of-a-kind coaster.
Oh, well, I
that
will.
we have, a tile, and it's modeled after the Boys and Girls Club would do things like this. And we found that the art that they did was fascinating, and we wanted to implement some of that here. So that's why we did this. But we want to say thank you.
Well, it's a huge pro. I will have this on my
For taking
office,
some
on my desk.
time,
Next time
and,
you come up, you'll see it.
Indeed, indeed. So, John, thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
taking some time.
Thank
to
you
join
for
us
everything
today.
you're doing for the students
We'll
here.
be back with more right after this.
Our next mathematician is a French mathematician, René Descartes. When he was young, he got into the habit of sleeping in, and he claimed that these hours were his most productive because that's when he was thinking and dreaming, and that's when different ideas came to him. One time he was sitting in bed and there was a fly near the corner of the ceiling. And when he was looking at this fly, he tried to describe the fly's position mathematically in the corner of the ceiling, which was pretty close to the corner, not exactly in the corner, but he wanted to figure out, how can I describe this position mathematically? This was the birth of coordinate geometry. So let's take a look at coordinates and see if we can figure out some things with this. So, beginning with any vertex, list the coordinates of the vertices in order, moving counterclockwise around the polygon. So, here's what we're going to do. So the first vertex we have, when we come over to it, remember we have the x-axis, which is going across, and we have the y-axis, which is going up and down. So the first one we have is 2, 1. We go across the next one, we have 8, 0. Then we have 10, 7. We come back across, we have 4, 5. We come back down, we have 2, 1. So then what you're going to do, you're going to find the diagonal products. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to look at the numbers diagonally, and then we have to do the products, which means we're going to be multiplying. So if we have 1 times 8, we've got 8. 0 times 10, 0. 7 times 4, 28. 5 times 2 is 10. We add up all of these numbers and we have 46. We now take the other side. 2 times 0 is 0. 8 times 7 is 56. 10 times 5 is 50. 4 times 1 is 4. Add them all up, we get 110. Find the difference between those two. 110 minus 46 divided by 2, you're going to have 64. Divided by 2, you get 32. So 32 square units is the area of that polygon. So let's take a look at another one down here. So let's go ahead and start at the very bottom. So we're on the x-axis. We're going over 1 and up 0. So we have 1, 0. Then we're going to keep going. We're going to come to the next one, which is going to be at 410. So we go across and we go all the way up. We've got 410. The next one we come to all the way out at the end, we're going over 10 and up 2. And then we come back around and we've got 1, 0. So we have, and you see, you're like, all right, well, there are 4 points here, but there are 5 because you have to return back to the same one again in order to complete that polygon. So here we have 3 points, but we have 4 measurements because you have to end at where you started. So we're going to take these. Now what we're going to do is we're going to find the products of the diagonals. So 0 times 4 is 0. Next we have 10 times 10, which is 100. 2 times 1 is 2. So here we have 102. So now let's do it to the same side. 1 times 10 is 10. 4 times 2 is 8. 10 times 0 is 0. So we have 18. So we have 102 minus 18, which is going to be 84 divided by 2. And when you take 84 and divide it by 2, you're going to get 42 square units. And that is exactly what Descartes wanted to do. He started coordinate geometry right there, and that is how you use coordinates to find the area of a polygon. Today's mathematician, René Descartes.
Did you know that there are more possible moves in a game of chess than there are atoms in the observable universe? It is estimated that there are between 10 to the 111th power and 10 to the 123rd power possible moves, including illegal ones, in chess. This means that chess will probably rule the universe in the future. Now you know.
And a big thank you to Samuel right there for that Now You Know. So did you know about the chess thing like that? Did you know that there used to be a game called chess before and then a game called the Queen's Chess? Did you know that? Did you know that?
No.
I didn't know that either. The queen, are you familiar with chess and how pieces can move? Where can the queen go?
It can go like anywhere, just not like skipping any spaces or anything.
Okay. Before that, the queen could only move one spot. Oh. It could only move one spot, and that was it. Different than it can now. Okay. That's why there was a game called chess, and then the queen's chess. The two different things.
So then could the king do something different? Since
Oh,
that
no,
seems like
just
okay.
the queen,
All right.
just the queen.
Just
But
let me
that's
ask.
why it was called the queen's chess.
Cool.
Anyway, everything cool? You ready to do a little work? All right, now Cece's here. We're gonna get you guys working. Over to the
Okay.
board. All right, so Cece, if you want to write this up there, Liam, go on over there and grab that
I'm
other
gonna
pen.
grab this pen and
So Cece, if you would be so kind as to write 1/4 times 8/5. And I would like you to write next to that, it equals 18 over 45. Now, on the far right, Liam, I want you to write 2 over 5. And just put a circle around it. That's my answer. Okay? Now I'm saying that 1/4 times 8/5 equals 18 over 45. You, Liam, explain to me how I possibly could have gotten that wrong or what I did to get 18 over 45.
So how I'm looking at it here, pretty much all you did was just put 1 and 8 together and then put that as the numerator and then 4 and 5 together as the denominator.
So that's what you think I did. I just went 1 and 8 and made 18 and 4 and 5 and made 45? Would you have done something different? All right, down below it, why don't you rewrite the problem and you do it? All right. Cece, do you see anything weird up there?
do I see anything weird? With what you did here? Yes, I see plenty of weird going on there.
Well, he explained what I did.
I know, but so that, yeah, that was weird.
So,
That was
Liam,
weird, but this was.
what did your final
I'm good
answer
with
come
this.
out to be?
8/20ths, which simplified is 2/5.
But I had 2/5. Because if I simplify that, how do I simplify 18 over 45? Liam, do that.
Oh, check that out. Isn't that, oh, that's, I don't believe that's going to work every time, though.
Just hold on.
Okay,
Just let
okay,
the boy do his
okay,
work here.
okay, okay. I'll relax.
That's pretty slick, isn't it? All right. Why do you think that happened?
I'm actually not really sure.
So talk about it for a couple of seconds. Why do you think something like that would happen? Like, how was it that I was able to get the same answer as you, but make a pretty big mistake at the beginning there?
What do you think?
Probably because like it's just like a certain set of numbers, and it's like you can only do it with those set of numbers.
I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to say that it probably has a lot to do with maybe some simplification here, the manipulation. We could probably do it with a bunch of different sets, but there has to be like but I think you're right. I think that there has to be certain conditions.
Right. And that's what I wanted you to go through, right? Because that's a problem, because you're in 7th grade right now. You obviously know how to multiply fractions and how to simplify them, right? When you go into high school, or possibly even before, you're going to take an Algebra 1 course. And you might get a problem like this, and it's not going to be, can you solve the problem? Because obviously you can. But how would somebody have come up with 18 over 45 in the first place? And how does it work where we both had the same answer, but I was way off target at the start? So it's just something to kind of think about a little bit. Does that make sense? All right.
Okay.
Clear the boards for me, Cece, and I have a little something interesting for you now, Liam.
Can we go ahead and, can we do this or no? That doesn't
You
work
can do
anyway.
that, or you can, Liam, down at the bottom, you see
Oh, we're
the
just
plus
gonna do
sign in the white?
Give me a new page.
There we go.
There we go.
All right, new one. All right. Liam, what is your favorite number?
16.
And I knew that, so go ahead and put it up on the board.
Did you know that? Because why?
I knew that because Liam let us know what his favorite number was before we came
What's
on.
my favorite number?
Your favorite number?
Yeah.
I'm going to let you know that later on because
Okay.
right now
Okay.
I'm fully concentrating on
Okay.
Liam.
Okay.
All right. Liam, is there anything unusual about your number, do you think?
Well, there are a lot of things that can multiply to add up to that.
Correct. Here's something for you. CC, on the board, write reverse power. Liam, your number, 16, is the only number, and trust me when I tell you, it is the only number in the world that can be written as a reverse power. Do you have any idea what that means? If I said, how can I get 16 using an exponent of 2, how would I do that?
You could try to do,
Like what number times itself would give us 16?
I'm actually not really sure.
There you are, you know what this is.
What number
What times
times
itself gives it
itself?
16? 2 times 2 is
don't
4,
overthink
3
it.
times 3 is,
Oh, 4 times 4.
yeah, so
There
you
you
know,
go.
right? So 4 times 4, right? 4 squared. Now a reverse power, instead of going 4 to the second, what do you think the reverse power of that is?
Maybe like a negative.
Oh. Okay, hold on. I finally figured out what he's talking.
You getting me now?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm there with you.
So
Okay.
instead of 4 to the second, reverse the numbers.
We're gonna do 2.
So now you have a new base, 2, and the exponent is, so now figure that out.
Can you show us what 2 to the 4th means? Like write it out, expand it a little bit.
After this.
There you go. Perfect. Which, of course, explain to us why that's 16.
So that's 16 because if you keep multiplying these, 2 times 2 would equal 4. And if you think about it in a different way, if you just multiply these two, it would be 4. And then if you just multiply these two, it would equal 16.
Nice.
There you go. So, dude, see, your number 16 is the only number in the world that can be written as a reverse power.
That's pretty special.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah,
Pretty cool special number you got right
my
there,
number
right?
can't do that. That's for
Hey,
sure.
congratulations for your effort today. You've got yourself a couple of tickets to the Kern County Fair. Opens tomorrow. So right at the beginning of that, I think it goes for almost 2 weeks, I think. It's a pretty long fair. But do remember, if you'd like to go to the fair, all you have to do is give us a call. We might do your problem on air, and you too will be going to the fair. We'll be back with more right after this. Well, as we look at math around the world, today we're going to go to the Congo Basin, Zaire, Africa, and the Shango people. And what the kids would do is they would draw these different designs in the sand, and there were European visitors that found them pretty curious as to what they were doing. And they tried to duplicate what the kids were doing, but to the kids' amusement, they were not able to duplicate what the kids were doing. So obviously they wanted to learn a little bit more about this. The Shango people would use networks in their stories as they would go from generation to generation, and as stories changed, they would use the networks to show how different things were changing in the stories. So we'll draw a box here, we'll divide that, and then we'll put the other box over here. We will have A, and we will have B. So there are numerous ways to solve it. You just need to make sure that you have the proper number of vertices at the points where you need to start and end someplace within the network. So we'll start at A. There's 3 different options we have. We can go down, we can go to the left, or we can go to the right. So let's just go to the right. So we'll start over here. We'll come down. We're not ending yet. We're going to keep coming down. We're going across, up. So at this point, once again, there are 3 options. If I go directly across, I'm going to end up at B, and there's no other place I can go. So I have to either go up or come across. Now, if you look at it, you can kind of start figuring out, all right, if I go across, I can keep going all the way around. If I go up, I can keep doing it also. So it really doesn't matter at this point. So let's just go up, come down, all the way over. We ended at B. Now, the key to figuring out whether or not a network can be traveled without retracing any lines is the number of vertices. If all of the vertices, so we're taking a look at these points right here,
okay, where the lines intersect. There are 2 lines coming in here. There are 2 here. There are 4 right in the middle. We've got 2 here, 2, and 2. Now, if all of the vertices are even, 2 and 4 are all even, the network will work. If all of them are odd, the network will work. But we can see that at B there are 3, and at A there are 3. So we have a mixture of even and odd, but the network worked. As a matter of fact, there's a couple of ways to make that one work. The key is they either have to be all even, all odd, or you can have only 2 odd vertices. Now, it could be 5, it could be 7, it could be a big number, but you can only have 2 that are odd. That way the network will work. So these ones are up here. Maybe you have an opportunity. You can try one of these out. You can make any design you want, and we can quickly take a look at one and see whether or not it will work. Here we have 2. On all of these different vertices, we know there are 2. In the middle here, we have 4. Outside, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are obviously going to be 5s also. Now remember, they have to be all odd, all even, or only 2 odd vertices. Here we have 5, 5, 5, and 5. Those are 4 odd vertices. You can try it as many times as you like. That network cannot be traveled without going over at least one of the lines more than once. The reason this is important is because Euler had a famous problem, the 7 bridges of Königsberg, and a lot of people use these theories now still in delivering packages, routes for going on trips and things like that. When you get on the bus, there's a way that they do this to make sure that they're not retracing any of the streets more than they need to, and hopefully not at all. But delivery drivers and things like that use this all of the time now, all courtesy of Math Around the World and the Shango people. That, another way, Math Around the World. All right, in studio today, this is season 24, and the first time ever we have had somebody this special on the program in 24 years. Aleka, how are you today?
Good, thank you.
Now, do you have any idea why you're here and why you're so special?
Because I placed in the top 300 of the Thermo Fisher Scientific Junior Innovators Challenge.
Indeed you did. And that is pretty impressive right there, especially since you got that all out in one breath right there as well, right? So you've had to say that a couple of times now, I take it, right?
Yeah.
So basically, for kids that kind of heard what you just said, you are in the top 300 for science fair for the country.
Yes.
That's
To
pretty
make it
impressive.
simple, yes.
That is pretty impressive, right? I mean, that's, when you boil it down, you're one of the top 300.
Yeah.
What did you think of when you first found that out?
I honestly did not think I was going to make it to the top 300, but I also didn't think that I wouldn't. I didn't know what was going to happen. And I was at a field trip, and when my parents came to pick me up, it said, please stay in cars for like safety reasons or whatever when they went to pick me up. And they're walking out of the car. I'm like, that's weird. And they went to share with my teachers that I won. So I was very excited.
Oh, very good. So let's go back to the beginning. So how did you think about, like, what made you even think about doing a science fair project in the first place?
Well, my school makes us do either a history day project or a science fair project. And from the grades 4th grade to 8th grade, and 3rd graders do it for practice. And I didn't know which one I wanted to do, but my mom persuaded me to do both, and I ended up loving both, and I've done both ever since.
Very good. And what grade are you in now?
I'm in 7th grade.
And you're at Peak to Peak Mountain Charter, correct?
Yes.
All right. So you decided you're going to do a science fair project.
Yeah.
And what made you come up with the one you did? So explain a little bit about your project for us.
A lot of people have chronic wounds or injuries, and the most recommended way to get rid of these is with medication or surgery, but not everybody can get these because risks, side effects, and expenses. But with physical therapy, with electricity, people can heal faster. I tested this out with planaria, which are a freshwater flatworm.
Okay.
But when cut in half, each half regenerates into a new planaria rather than them feeling pain.
So it's like a cell itself.
Yes.
Where it divides and then becomes a whole nother cell.
they even share some of the same cells as humans, making them a good model.
Okay, and is that part of the reason you chose this, or you just found that out later on?
That's part of the reasons I chose this.
Okay, so what you do is you decided there was a problem.
Yeah.
Chronic wounds and people not being able to get the help maybe that they need all the time. So you took the problem and decided to look for a solution. And your solution was to work with these and use electricity.
Yes.
So explain a little bit about that process and what you found out from that.
So I did many trials, 6 trials, even though the minimum is 3. I did 6 trials, and in the end, each trial had the same results. Electricity did help them regenerate faster.
Okay, and I know that we saw some video footage of this where these are swimming around and you can see what's going on with
Yeah.
them.
And also over here, there's some photos of them healing. This little white thing here is called a blastema, which would be equivalent to the human scab.
Okay, so it is wounded.
Yes.
And it starts healing itself, and much
Yeah.
like we get a scab, it's regenerating. And how will this benefit humans, do you think? Because it's not proven or anything yet, but this is something you're going towards.
Partly proven because my mom hurt her back. She got a ruptured disc in her back. And I wanted to, and her most recommended way to heal this, because surgery was risky and the medicine was making her sick, was electrophysiotherapy. But I was curious if it would actually help her. So it is partly proven to help, but there's still a lot of research to do with it.
And you're only in 7th grade.
Yes.
So you could be leading some of this research or at least assisting in it,
I mean, I hope so. I think it's possible.
right, based on what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right? There's no age limit on how old you have to be to help somebody.
I mean, it's a Junior Innovates Challenge. I'm junior and I'm doing it.
Right. You're one of the top 300 in the whole United States.
Yes.
So what is the next step for you now?
Well, I'm excited to do another science fair and history project this year. But for Thermo Fisher Scientific Junior Innovators Challenge specifically, tomorrow, actually, they're going to be choosing the top 30 junior innovators, which will then be flown out to Washington for the final competition.
That's going to be awesome.
Yes.
Right? Because, I mean, to go from 300, I mean, there are thousands in the country.
Yes, only
right?
0.5% of the kids that do science fair even qualify to enter the competition.
And you're in it, and you're doing well in it.
Yes.
And tomorrow, hopefully it's a good day for you, right? Because they announced the top 30, and then you're all going to Washington.
Yes.
You do me a favor. I hope all goes well for you tomorrow. But I want you to come back and visit us regardless of what happens.
I'd love to do that.
Good. And then if you do go to Washington, do us a favor and take a picture with your Do the Math shirt or your button, right?
Yeah.
You got your pen, and just show us where you are in Washington and how everything's
Okay.
going. You can do that?
Yes.
We're going to shake on it?
Yes.
There we go. A deal. You saw it right here on Do the Math, Season 24. Aleka, thank you very much. We are very impressed with all of your efforts so far. We'll be back with more right
Thank
after
you for
this.
having me.
Space is really big. Thinking about our solar system, let's imagine you could get in a car and drive to Pluto at highway speeds. It would take you about 6,000 years to get there. When we start to think about other stars outside of our solar system, we need to think about another unit of distance. This is why astronomers use the unit light years. Light travels at 186,000 miles per second. 1 light year is about 6 trillion miles. The closest star to our sun is about 4 light years away. Our own Milky Way galaxy is about 100,000 light years across. We know from deep field images of the universe that there are hundreds of billions, perhaps 1 trillion other galaxies. Using some of the deepest images yet from JWST, we've been able to see galaxies that emitted their light about 13.5 billion years ago. Now here's a really important thing. Because the universe is expanding, those most distant galaxies are actually much further away than 13.5 billion light years. I'm glossing over some math here, but we can estimate that the observable universe is about 92 billion light years across, but we're pretty sure that the universe is even bigger than what we can see. And here's where things get really weird. We don't actually know if the universe is finite or infinite. As much as we've learned about the universe, science has no reliable estimate of the actual size of the entire universe.
All right, in studio with us, we have a 7th grade student from Stone Creek, Liam. Everything going well so far? So, would you have ever thought that your favorite number, 16, was such a cool number?
Not really.
I mean, I was like looking at things and I'm like, oh, you know what? 16 is 4 squared, but it's also 2 to the 4th power. And there's no other numbers like that, right? If you tried like 3 squared, you get 9, 2 to the 3rd power, you're going to get 8, right? So it's just one of those odd numbers. So, you ready to do a little more work? All right, over to the board. So with our problem today, Liam, when we did the social media problem today, they wanted to know the area of something. And we looked at and talked about area and perimeter. So now with Struggly, and we're happy to have Struggly on board with us this year, and we just love everything about this program that they have provided us with. And we want to say thank you once again to Dr. Tanya Lamar for helping us out this year to get Struggly on Do the Math. But there are no directions with this. You just simply have to figure out what to do, and you've got CC right there to help you out. So it says area 6 centimeters squared and perimeter 12 centimeters.
Okay.
So you're going to have to start manipulating something. And down at the bottom, you can see that kind of green smile face. I guess that'll kind of keep track of where you're at, or
I was going to say, it's like, it's getting cold, you're getting hot.
your progress. Hopefully it keeps moving in the correct direction,
All right.
and then you can hit next when it comes up, I guess.
Okay.
So the two of you go ahead and start working on it and see
Okay.
what comes up.
All right, so area 6, perimeter 12, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking maybe first trying like the line along the sideways.
Okay, all right. So go ahead and let's see, go ahead and press that. I think that we probably need to do, yeah, go ahead and hit the, well, I don't know. Are we supposed to, ooh, no. All right, oh, there, oh, magic, but I don't know, okay. Oh,
Probably just
it
try that.
says we're done, but I don't know if we're done. Because we've got
So up in the upper right, it says try again.
Okay, so we can press try again, or is it going to let us just go do it again? Okay. All right, so doing it all the way across gave us a 6 and a 6, so that gave us 12, but then we had the ends, which was 2 more. That's why we got to the 14. So what might we need to do instead?
You could try kind of going like in the pattern with its like 2 columns of 3.
Okay,
maybe?
yeah, let's think about that and see what happens. Okay, so now we've got an area of 6 because we know we have 6 boxes. Do we want to see what the perimeter is before we hit done? Okay, go ahead and tell me what the perimeter of that one is.
So because there's 3 lines right here and 3 lines right here and 2 right here and here,
Okay.
that would be 6 plus 4, which would be 10. So that doesn't equal the perimeter.
Okay, I don't like that. All right, so can we move? Okay, I guess we got to just start over. Okay, try it again. What else could we try?
Maybe try doing it in like a different pattern. So instead of it being like in columns and rows, you can try one like off to the side like that.
Okay.
And then maybe some right here.
Oh, okay. All right, so talk to me about perimeter.
So the perimeter, this one would be, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Oh, there we go. Okay, press done. Let's see what it does. Okay, awesome. It celebrated you. Yay. Okay,
All right, good.
there we
well,
go.
you're at the beginner level.
Dang
You've
it.
done one, so
All
hit
right.
next.
Okay.
Let's see if you can get another one done.
All right, go crazy. So let's see what happens. Okay, so we've got an area of 12. Count out our perimeter. Let's see what our perimeter looks like.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Okay, so we're at 18. We need 22. So what does that mean we might need to change?
So maybe I think to get more of the sides, you would have to put some more like off to the side.
Okay.
Because if you just go in a straight line, you could change it to where it's like 2 lines.
Yeah,
or
right,
vice
because
versa.
like this one right here, it's only giving us, ooh. I don't know what I just did, but let's go ahead and
Yeah, just hit the back button. I think you can try that.
this. Oh,
There
no,
you
that
go.
gets rid of all of them.
But you had to get rid of all of them anyway.
No, we didn't. We were so close. We
But
could've
it's more fun
We
like
could have
this.
counted that. Okay, do it again. Let's see. Do you want to start counting perimeter before you put them maybe all on there?
That'd probably be better.
Okay, so go ahead and let's get a few more on there and we can kind of count up and then make a strategy. Okay, so we're at 8. Do we want to count it up or we want to do some more?
Probably count it.
Okay, go ahead and count it and let's see what happens.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Okay, so 14. So we're doing all right, but we've only got 8 of them on there. So let's try another one, see where you want to go.
Maybe like.
So 14, so, okay. So you want to count that up and see what we've got now?
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Okay, so we have 18 and we have 2 more to go. So we have 18, we need 4 more sides. So if I put one here, how many additional perimeter side pieces do I get? Like how many, what does my perimeter increase by if I put it right here?
I think 3.
Okay, so I would have 1, 2, 3 around, but I would not have this one anymore. So what would I have?
You just have like 1 more.
Okay, so why don't you press it and let's count it up again. Okay, so there's 11. So go ahead and count it up one more time and let's see what we got.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Okay, so 20. So we increased by 2 when we put one there, and we're at 20, so we need to?
Add 2 more.
Okay, so what are we gonna do?
So possibly right here because these 2 lines would make 2 more.
But don't forget that we would lose these 2 lines because we already are counting those, so then we would count those, and so we wouldn't actually have anything different.
Actually, not sure.
So if I put it here, I would lose that 1, right? We wouldn't count that 1 anymore, but we would count 1, 2, 3.
So that would make
That
for the
would
missing
work.
one.
Let's try it. I'm nervous.
All right, it's all going
Nervous.
down. There. Looks
I'm
like you might
nervous.
have it.
There
you
we
go.
go.
Nicely done. So
All right.
congratulations. You got 2 of those struggly problems through right there. A lot of area and perimeter today. We'll be back with more right after this.
Actually, recreating an extinct species is not in the realm of possible right now. There is a lot more to be learned. Through the science of paleogenetics, these scientists found the genome of direwolves went extinct 12,000 years ago. And they extracted and sequenced the DNA from tissue samples that they found. And there was a tremendous amount of computational effort that went into assembling the genome of these direwolves. They used genetic engineering, specifically CRISPR editing, to modify 15 genes of gray wolves to introduce the genetic code from direwolves to get the characteristics that they wanted to see. So specifically, the team predicted that a certain set of genes would lead to a certain set of characteristics that they wanted to see. Actually, recreating a species is not in the realm of possible now, not remotely in the realm of possible now. We have too little knowledge of how the genetic code makes living organisms and the complex biology that makes species distinct from each other. The genetic code of humans and chimpanzees is 98.8% identical. But we know that we have evolved very far from each other. And so there is just a lot more to be learned. We can learn many new lessons from the biology of yesterday. How species lived in their environments, how they were successful in their environments, how they migrated, how they evolved. And that tells us a lot about the present world. Extracting the DNA and assembling the genome from these extremely degraded, very hard to find, very small samples of tissues is an extremely large technological challenge. The genome is a collection of genes that code for proteins that do the work of making life work. It also contains non-coding parts that are mostly important for regulating all of the machinery that makes life work. The CRISPR system has a protein that can cut DNA and it has an RNA piece that guides the protein to a specific location on the DNA so that the protein can make a cut at that location. And then the cell repairs the cut DNA, and if you engineer a specific code into that RNA piece that guided the DNA, the protein to that location, then the cell can incorporate that information, that code, into the repaired DNA. And that is what allows you to make specific changes in the genetic code at specific locations in the genome. So that allows you to precisely edit the genome where you need to make the change.
All right, in studio we have Liam in 7th grade at Stone Creek. Just did some nice work with Struggly. Did you struggle a little bit?
Yeah.
Good, that's exactly why it's called Struggly, right? There are no directions, you have to kind of figure it out. But as you are working, your brain is growing because of all those synapses firing off. So here's another one to help you struggle a little bit also, all right? So Cece, go ahead and read the problem for us, and then Liam, when she's through with that, I want you and Cece to work through it and kind of how would you start it, and then I'll kind of help guide you if you need to.
Okay. So it says a restaurant mixes 2 gallons of milk containing 1% fat and 3 gallons of milk containing 2% fat. What is the percent of fat in the mixture expressed to the nearest tenth? Initial thoughts on this?
I was just thinking of how you would like kind of multiply the 2 gallons by the 1% and then the 3 gallons by the 2%.
That is awesome. So you want to do that. And what do you know that your answer must have?
A tenth.
Right, which means you have to have a decimal point. So you have to have a number, a decimal, and a number.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so go ahead and do what you were thinking of.
Okay, so go ahead and, like you said, go ahead and get started with what it is you were saying you wanted to do.
So 2 gallons times 1% fat
Okay,
would be 2% fat in
Okay.
all of that.
okay,
And then 3 gallons times 2% fat would be 6% fat.
okay. So are we just going to add those together and get 8% fat?
I think so.
Okay, so if we've got 1% and 2%, you think all of a sudden it's going to end up having all of this fat in it, right? I'm thinking there's something else we need to do with this. So what are we talking about? Because we're saying, okay, so the 2 gallons at 1% fat gave us 2%. But we knew that it was 1%. How do I go from 2% back down to 1%?
By dividing
By?
2.
Good. Okay, so we have the 2% that we multiply by the 6, right? To get back, we would divide by the 3. Okay, so we're going to combine these. So if I combine these, what do you think I might do?
So you would divide first.
Divide what?
You would divide 6 by 3.
I think you've got, no, I think you did what you needed to do. I think you did a beautiful job. Now tell me, combine usually means what? If I'm putting things together, I am?
Like adding.
Ah, perfect. Okay, so if we were to add that, what would we end up with?
8% fat.
Okay, so go ahead and let's put 8% over here. Okay, so we were talking about 6% divided by 3 would get us back to the 2. Not exactly the way that works. I don't know where that magically came from, but anyway, so we're talking about that, right? Okay, but now that we've combined it, what do you think we're going to divide by?
By 8 or...
What is our combined gallons?
Our combined gallons is 5.
There we go. So maybe
So
we do
divide
that.
it by 5.
That might be, what are we thinking there? We think that sounds pretty good? Okay, so let's go ahead and throw that up there. We'll just say, just divide by 5 gallons. Okay, so do you want to go ahead and do that division? Just, I'll give you some space over here to work your magic. Oh, are you sure?
Oh.
Okay, good. Oh, it's fine. We'll work with it. Okay, cool.
And then point, right?
Yep. Perfect. Okay, so we're saying 1.6. Now, what did we do? We said, when we do this division, do you know how, when we talk about ratios or we talk about unit, like 1.6% per what?
Unit rate?
What is our unit rate? What were you talking about?
Gallon.
Gallons. How do we feel about that?
That's pretty good. And I got to say, I'm pretty impressed because the way you approached it at the beginning was exactly the way I was hoping that you would get to that, where you went 2 gallons times 1%, get the whole 2%, 6%, and then kind of a little guidance with Cece, you guys working together, figured out to get the percent out of the whole thing, out of all 5 gallons, which is why it comes out to be 1.6%. So nicely done. Come on over here, young man. That was well done right there. So, did you know that you are now an ambassador for Do the Math? You kind of knew that, right? Do you know what you have to do as an ambassador for Do the Math?
Not really.
Are you kidding me? You have to tell people about Do the Math. Can you do that? Right? So if you're walking around town, you're walking around school, people are like, hey, Liam, what's up with that shirt? You can tell them about the math program, right? So it's a pretty simple job, but you need to do it 4 days a week. Can you do that 4 days a week?
Maybe.
Or maybe, you know, I mean, you have a shirt. I think you have another shirt now by coming on again, right? So you can change them out and things like that. But as an ambassador, do you know what this is?
A Rubik's Cube?
It's a Rubik's Cube. Are you a master of this?
No.
Oh, I'm not either, all right? Cece, you master of this?
Not so great.
I know Mancala's your game, but
Yeah.
the Rubik's Cube is not.
Yeah.
So we gave this to somebody, and they kind of messed it up a little bit. It looks like it's got a pretty nice pattern going on right now. But you do have one of these now. So possibly you can have somebody mess it up, see if you can work on it, or maybe you can mess it up and have somebody else work on it. Sound good? Did you learn a little something today?
Yeah.
Good. There were a lot of things that you had to struggle with, right? But you could see that just by talking through them and things like that, it wasn't as difficult as it first seemed, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Did you have a little bit of fun today?
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. Speaking of fun, the Kern County Fair is going on, and as a matter of fact, it's going to be starting tomorrow, and that will open up tomorrow afternoon. A lot of great things for the kids to do. I know everybody loves the food and talks about the food, the rides, all of the different exhibits that are going on, but there are a lot of things going on. If you've never experienced a stingray encounter, this is something where kids can go and they can actually touch the stingrays and other ocean life sometimes they have in there as well. Something that we were talking about with Dr. Mendeburu is a lot of students enjoy going to Camp Keep and they get to experience a lot of that stuff, but this is something they can do at the fair right now. Racing pigs, who doesn't love a racing pig and a racing animal like that, right? Here we go, who's gonna get it? Number one, number two, right, like that. Stunt dogs, right? I mean, they're racing, but I mean, yeah, people that have dogs, they know they can do all sorts of different things. And you've got professional stunt dogs. Petting farm, always a lot of great things to do. Camel rides, pony rides, mechanical bull. I don't think I'm doing any of that kind of stuff right there, but possibly the kids are going to have a little bit of fun. And I bet you if they ask one of the adults to go do some of that stuff, they get even more fun out of that. But anyway, the Kern County Fair is coming up. It starts tomorrow. It's going on for about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. So definitely we will be giving out tickets to the Kern County Fair this week and next week as well. And until we meet again, continue to do the math.
Major support for Do the Math has been provided by Chevron, California Resources Corporation, Edison International, Center for Neural Skills, the Kern County Superintendent of Schools, Kern High School District, Panama Buena Vista Union School District, Tuolumne County Superintendent of Schools, and Valley Strong Credit Union, with additional production assistance provided by these supporters of education.